Well, after a couple of cracking weeks at Lucky Bay, it was time to continue our journey north up the WA coast. First stop though, into Kalbarri to restock before making our way out of town towards Kalbarri National Park.
How's that hair blowing in the aircon, Dale?
Yeah, need the aircon today, it's a warm one. Our destination today is Murchison House Station. Bordering the national park itself, its 250,000 acres is begging to be explored. It was actually closed last time we were here as it was too late in the season, and we've been hanging to get back ever since. We've heard really good things and we're really excited to get in and check it out. After checking in at reception, we let our tyres down to get ready to head across the river and start exploring to look for a campsite. There's two main camping options at Murchison House Station. You can either camp in the homestead camping area, which has facilities and is a little bit more formal, or if you've got an off-road setup and you're fully self-contained like us, you can head across the river and explore the rest of the station and find some camping along the river. Bigger setup like ours, you're going to have to head downstream, but if you do have a smaller setup, you can head upstream up the river for some other camping options as well. We were quite early in the season and we were lucky enough to have a very quiet stay with hardly any other campers around. So we spent a bit of time exploring around the different tracks and having a look for the perfect campsite.
Tour of Murchison House Station, hey Doc?
Yeah, bit of a choose your own adventure. Pick a path. We did get a little bit eager though, and curiosity got the better of us as we headed a little bit too far down this sandy track before realising we weren't going to be able to go any further. Oh, it only gets softer and goes for hundreds of metres. I walked up that way. So I think we'll just try and backpack out of here, but it's already pretty soft, so I don't know how we'll go. The joys of exploring with a caravan, I know. Probably committed a bit too far before I realised how soft it was getting, but I thought it would just be a short section, and here we are. We might be here for a while digging and eating flies.
Let's let the tyres down.
It can be a bit of a confronting thing to be stranded, so to speak, or bogged with your caravan on. Just let those emotions subside a little bit, talk it out, figure out a plan. The other thing I did was just straight away lower tyre pressures. We ended up going down to 10 in the front, 15 in the back. And then I put the tread boards under the rear of the car because the rear is always going to be the bit that bogs down first, especially when you're towing. And then I put the other pair of treads under the back of the caravan, just so that once I started getting going, that the caravan would have a bit of momentum, and that seemed to work. But I think it was mainly the tyre pressures that got us out of that one. Well, we made it to camp after that momentary lack of momentum, forward progress. Overcommitment, yeah. Anyway, we got ourselves a good spot here on the river. Yeah, if you haven't watched us or our videos for the last few years, we're pretty good at getting bogged with the caravan on, especially in soft sand. Good practice anyway, because where we're going, there's only going to be more soft sand and we're taking the caravan with us. So it's good to have some practice and get used to it, and especially with a new vehicle, new van, it's different to what we've done before, to see how it operates. But yeah, it's good to be in camp with a beer, and what an awesome spot we've found here. It's good to be on the river, and this is our favourite camping. It's a bit sad to see how dry the station is at the moment. It's very, very dry out here at the moment. They haven't had rain in a long, long time, and it's a completely different landscape to what we saw when we were here a couple of years ago. Looking forward to hanging here for a couple of days. It'd be nice to be able to stay a bit longer, but Ningaloo's calling, and we've got some bookings up there, so we're going to show you a bit of a look around over the next couple of days and then get a move on. Time to get north.
Just went into the IGA at Kalbarri, remembered to check the expiration date on the milk. This time picked up a few groceries and got ourselves some hiking lollies. That should give you a bit of a clue of what we're going to be up to for the next few days. And we might need the whole packet, I reckon, for what we've got planned. So I'm just going to unpack this. So I'm just going to watch F1 and kick back, make dinner, and watch this sunset. I reckon it's going to be an absolute cracker. Look, I really wish I'd made something easy to cook for dinner. I remember seeing the Latina pasta in the shop going, oh, yes, travel day food. And then went, no, it's fine. Like, it's only 15 minutes out of town. We'll be there by 1 o'clock. It's now 4 o'clock. And I'm like, oh, I just want to sit back and drink wine. We'll get there. All right, better rip in. As the coconut curry simmers away and the sun starts to dip over the red escarpment, golden hour calls, and it isn't long before we are all outside with cameras in hand. Each snapshot is a chapter in our family's story, a visual diary of cherished memories. Something that we love about the lifestyle we've created is the amount of time we get to spend with our kids in vastly different landscapes. As parents, we realise how much our passion for travel, videography and photography has rubbed off on our boys. Our hobbies become their playground, our passion becomes their inspiration. They mimic our movements, they follow our gaze, they learn from our focus. And in this beautiful setting where the river whispers and the leaves rustle, we are not just teaching them to cook or to capture images, we're teaching them to find their passions and pursue the things that light them up.
I just made this video.
We often say to the boys it's easy to do the things you're good at, but just because you're good at it doesn't mean it makes you happy. It takes more courage to do the things you're passionate about, especially when it's new and foreign and you're not guaranteed to succeed. But the reward is infinitely better. And this is a lesson that we have certainly learnt the hard way. How's the scenery, H?
Right.
What do you give it out of 10?
Probably 5.
5 out of 10? Mm-hmm. You are hard to impress, aren't you? What is that?
I think that's... Oh, no, don't touch it. We'll vacuum it. I think that's playground sand from... Go back, mate. James, we have 4 first aid kits.
But that's the second aid kit. The other one is the first aid kit, and then the third aid kit, and then the last aid kit. That is the aid kit of the days.
Alright, you said it in your silly voice, but what you're trying to say is that why do we call it a first aid kit? And then how are they all first aid kits if we've got 4 of them? Should be first aid kit, second aid kit, third aid kit. Is that what you're saying?
4th aid.
4th aid kit, yeah.
What would you keep in the second aid kit, James?
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Oh, okay, today's mission, we're going to go for a bit of a full drive on one of the tracks here in the station and try and get out to the river mouth or near town there, but we'll be on the north side of the river, which is pretty cool. Work's done, schoolwork's done, time to go for an explore and have a bit of fun. Murchison House Station's only about a 15-minute drive outside of Kalbarri. It's a working sheep and cattle station. Obviously has a heap of camping as well. It's defined by the Murchison River, the mighty Murchison River, which reaches the ocean at Kalbarri town itself, not too far from here. The four-wheel drive track we're taking today is going to take us out towards the coast. I'm hoping, what I think it leads to, from what I understand, is to the northern side of the Murchison River mouth. So we should be able to look across the river to town, Kalbarri that is. And it's a fun little four-wheel drive track, a real mix of sandy as well as rocky sections and a couple of little dry creek crossings as well. It's funny, we get these vibes of Flinders Ranges mixed with a bit of Carragini, but it's incredible how different this is to Kalbarri town itself, as well as Lucky Bay where we were, that's less than 100 kilometres from here, how different the terrain is as well as the landscape. It's just completely different. It's like we've travelled for hundreds of kilometres inland and we're only just up the road. It's pretty awesome. It also, I reckon if you're wanting to get a taste for remote outback station stays, but you don't want to be that remote, this is a really good option because, like I say, you're only about 15 minutes from town. So we're going to keep going to the town beach, which is this way, better not miss the turn off. Yeah, gonna head in there. I've heard there's good swimming in there, and we should be, like I say, get some good views as well back to the Murchison River and back into town. The Murchison is one of these river systems that I think is dry for most of the year. Where we are, it's tidal. Where we're camping at the moment, and this end of it is tidal, so there's water in it, but I think further upstream it's predominantly dry, apart from a few times a year when they get good rains. We're hoping to visit a bit more of the Murchison further inland later on in the year, when we're going to do a bit more of the inland exploring after we've finished our time on the coast. Wow, what an awesome drive that was. The beach isn't looking too good for a swim, but it's an impressive start nonetheless. I don't know what it'd be like with different conditions, but with this southerly blowing in, it is creating some awesome waves and surf. We're going to sit here and watch this for a little bit and then make our way back to camp. But that is a really good fun drive. Really enjoyed that drive. I definitely recommend doing that one. It's a very scenic, easy four-wheel drive track, just some corrugations and a few soft sandy sections and those couple of short rocky sections, but overall a really good drive and a lot of fun and a good way to get out and explore the station and see the Kalbarri region from a completely different perspective. I was just playing around with the pedal torque throttle controller that we installed a little while ago. I was a pretty big skeptic of these throttle controllers. I thought they were a bit of a gimmick, but it's turning out to be a super handy little feature to have in the car. So being able to increase or decrease the throttle response is not something I thought would make a huge difference to my driving style. I always thought these throttle controller things, I thought surely when you don't want to go that fast, you just don't push the throttle much, and when you want to go fast, you push the throttle a lot. Why do you need a throttle controller when your foot is kind of your throttle controller? When you're going over the really rocky stuff, those little bumps and stuff that are pretty hard to take out of your throttle or your accelerator pedal, it just dulls it right down, and it just makes walking up the bumps and the rocks so much easier. I'm genuinely impressed, which is not something I was expecting to say about the throttle controller at all. Yeah, so I think for a 2-minute install and a relatively inexpensive upgrade, definitely worth looking into.
You're a hard man to impress, Dale. So
I am a hard man to impress. I just think a lot of this stuff is just marketing gimmicks, and I just had low expectations. But heaps of people said to me, get one, you won't regret it. And I was like, oh, I don't know, mate, I think I can drive, you know, like if I'm... But yeah, it turns out maybe I can't drive, or maybe these just are good. Maybe it's a bit of both.
Do you think it would help with Liz's stabby McStab foot?
I think it would definitely help with less experienced four-wheel drivers, yes. Like wifey.
Look, I'm not known for my throttle control. There's a lot of fast then slow and not a lot in between. I'd love to strap a heart monitor onto Simon and then have me four-wheel drive. I think his heart rate just would go through the roof. I'm not that bad.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm just glad the two loves of my life get along. Today's adventure, we're going to head into Kalbarri National Park itself, which is only just up the road from the turn off to Murchison House Station. And Kalbarri National Park's in a couple of sections. The section we're going into today is where probably the most famous landmarks are for Kalbarri National Park, which is the Skywalk, Nature's Window and Z-Bend. We're going to kick things off with going to Z-Bend and going for a walk down into the Gorge, which is one of the hikes we missed last time we were here. It was November, it was really hot, and we just went to the lookout last time and it looked awesome. So we've been keen to get back here ever since then to go and check out some of the Gorge from down deep in the Gorge. So we're going to kick things off there. There's actually no camping in Kalbarri National Park. You've got to camp either at the station or in town, and you can't actually take caravans or trailers into the park at all, even for day use. There is an area at the gate where you can leave them, unhitch and leave them, or you got to leave them in town wherever you're staying. So a little bit inconvenient, a little bit annoying, but yeah, it's not the end of the world. All the roads are sealed into the park. It's pretty easy to navigate as well. The landscape looks completely different to when we were here a couple of years ago. We were here in spring and it was just an absolute field of wildflowers through here. This time, obviously different time of year, very different landscape. It also looks a lot more dry and a little bit more depressing, to be honest. But it's interesting to see these landscapes at different times of year and in different conditions. I've got to say though, if you get the opportunity to come to the Kalbarri region in the wildflower season in spring, it looks like a botanic garden. It's incredible, the landscape here and the amount of diversity of wildflowers. If you're keen to see that, I'll leave a little thing up here and a link in the description below, and you can go and watch our video that we did when we were here a couple of years ago, and you'll see for yourself just how different the landscape looks at those different times of year. I think the flies know we're here, despite the overcast conditions. So it's known as the Z-Bend Riverwalk that we're going to tackle. It's 2.6k return. It's the same trail for the first part that goes to the Z-Bend Lookout. And there's also from here what they call the Four Ways Walk, which goes the opposite direction up the Gorge and is a 6k return hike. Maybe for a different time, that one, but for today we're pretty keen to get down in the Gorge and explore a bit around Z-Bend for a couple of hours and then make our way back out.
I feel like this backpack is just a smidge heavier than normal, Dal. Maybe there's something on the back of it, you reckon?
Maybe you've had a shower.
Maybe you've had a shower. I did have a shower yesterday.
We made it to the junction to the lookout, which is about as far as we made it last time, although we actually made it all the way to the lookout. Pretty easy walk up to that point. Very well-formed trail. It's a little less well-formed now, and we're gonna start descending soon down into the Gorge. Really looking forward to this. The lighting's perfect today. No direct sun. It's not too hot. It's probably in the high 20s. Perfect conditions, apart from all our friends that have hitched a ride with us. These little buggers. Might have to look at investing in some fly nets, I think.
They were sold out at Kalbarri.
Sold out at Kalbarri?
I'm hoping we might be able to get some more in other parts of town, but the IGA had sold out.
They had a $6 special on fly nets. I feel like they were making the most of the tourists.
Don't run.
With that pricing, but anyway, good on them. And they've sold out, so it can't have been too badly priced. Speak of the devil, one just went down my throat. So far the kids are still in high spirits. Let's see how long it lasts, eh? Trying to get shots without the flies in the lens is going to be an actual challenge, which is pretty ridiculous. But this gorge looks awesome. I love hikes like this, whether it's a gorge in the Karijini-Pilbara region, down here in Kalbarri, Flinders Ranges, Carnarvon Gorge. Doesn't matter where it is. I love hiking through gorges like this, especially those sandstone gorges with a dry riverbed down the middle of them. It's just some of my favourite country to explore. I think this is going to be a really good hike. Liz, on the other hand, doesn't find it very relaxing with the kids when there's big drop-offs like this around, and the kids are just super keen and eager.
Down there. Look, I'm there.
Yeah, just slow and steady, boys. You're right to navigate, but just slow and steady, hey? Don't give your mother a heart attack. We don't want to be trying to get a helicopter to get anyone out of here. I almost always carry the backpack when we go on hikes like this, if we're only taking one backpack. Occasionally on a longer hike we'll take two, but Liz insisted this time that she take the backpack. She feels like I do the lion's share of carrying things, but it still conflicts with my chivalry that I feel like I should be the one carrying the gear. But anyway, I'll let her carry it in. I might carry it back out. I feel like on the way in's the easy bit anyway.
That was my plan.
Oh, that was her plan all along, apparently. I love this sandstone though, where you get this really, really red tones and oranges and then right to the black and dark browns. It's really cool. And the contrast with the bright green vegetation. And just down here I can see there's some of the really iconic Australian white gum trees with the vibrant green vegetation. It just pops off the landscape so well, but it's just iconic Australia. I love this stuff. Going down, H?
Let her down.
Let her down, boy. Let her down.
A quarter of a minute.
Oh, I got this. You gotta come see this.
Whoa. That's cool. That's really cool.
Coming through.
That dead end is a turn off.
Oh, the dead end isn't a dead end, it's a turn off.
Yep, and it looks like you don't even need the ladder.
Holy smokes. I think the ladder's to get up. Oh, you're sneaking through. The kids are absolutely frothing on this, in case you can't tell. It's like a playground for them. Oh man, the flies on this lens. There's only so much we can do to stop the flies on the lens. This is really cool. Yeah.
Alright,
We're coming, mate. Kids are waiting for you, Liz.
Oh, the kids are always waiting for me these days. I'm definitely the weakest link.
Come on, keep up.
Dad, do you know how many steps there were? And high.
You guys nailed that hike, but the flies are getting a bit much, eh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Too much.
Hey James,
What about a lolly, James? Aris, does that help?
should we bust out the second aid kit?
The second aid kit, yeah, the old hiking encouragement.
Yeah, you can pick two.
What are our options?
Whatever you like. Oh, this is the party mix.
How's this spot, Liz?
Oh my goodness. This is incredible. Like, we've seen some pretty beautiful landscapes and this is up there. These red cliffs are, at least I reckon 100 meters high. There's just all shades of red and brown.
I want to find some more tea.
It's gorgeous, like, and to have this place to ourselves,
No pun intended.
apart from, it's gorgeous.
Can you find some tea?
All right, I'll let Liz do the most important job, which is sorting out the lollies before there's a mutiny, but I've got to totally agree with Liz. This is the highlight of Kalbarri. I get the skywalk's cool. It's an amazing engineering feat and a great view of the gorge. Nature's window is cool as well, but how few people are down here. We've got this place to ourselves and this is just absolutely stunning. And I can tell you now, while it looks good from the lookout, it does not do it justice of getting down here on your own 2 feet. Make the effort, get down here to the bottom of the gorge. You will not regret it. Get yourself here. Whatever you do, just get yourself here. I can't believe we missed this last time we were here. If you've come to Carragini or if you're going to Carragini and you missed the Riverbend Walk, this is one of the best spots we've ever been to in this country. I cannot believe that we've missed this before. This is wild. All right, I'm gonna get rid of this bee. We're gonna get out of here. Hope you enjoyed this one, guys. We'll see you next Sunday. We are gonna be heading up the Ningaloo coast. We're beach camping again. We're gonna get bogged, without a doubt. I can preempt it now. It's gonna be an absolute adventure. Join us next time. See you then. Cheers, legends.
about that filming. There were just like 1,000 flies in my face and now I'm just all flustered. So when you go to edit that, just keep in mind that's what the magic wand was.
Mum just stuck her head in the mirror so I couldn't see a thing.
It has a lot of, I'm getting a lot of, what's that place? Ready when you are, Tex? One day I would love to strap a heart monitor onto Simon's face, onto Simon's face.
That camera's on a huge angle. It's fine?
It's fine.
Okay. I think Liz is trying to level out the camera. I'll just keep turning my head this way.
I'm on a massive slope.
Okay.
Four-wheel drive filming. Cut me some slack.
Calm down. Nearly forgot ya. Something in my mouth.
Oh my god, check out these flies. This is shit.
Ugh.
Spit or swallow, Dale?